Good afternoon everyone and welcome to today's webinar. For those who don't recognise your voice, it's Mike that's doing today's session and we have Molly on the live chat as well. So what we're running through in today's webinar is basically sales order tips, some quick tips that you may or may not know to help make your day a little bit quicker, a little bit more efficient. Save you going all the way around the woods to do something. Hopefully in today's session we'll be able to go through the tips that I've got on screen now to help improve how quickly you can get an order on. So just a bit of an explanation of what we'll be covering. We'll be going through upselling opportunities and how you can find them within the sales order section. Using the tab, delete and enter keys on your keyboard to make putting an order on that a little bit quicker. Using the main and line view in the sales order. That'll allow you to basically export information and find information a lot quicker. Pricing updates on the company change, adding multiple lines from history, as well as the upselling section. Voucher codes that you can set up. So I won't be going too in depth into them, but show you how you can access them from the sales order, and then quick contract view within the sales order also. So it's all stuff that's there to help you sort of speed up your order process and make life a little bit easier. So if I just move to my live screen, the first thing that we're going to be going through is the upselling. So in an order, whenever you go to put a line on, as long as you've got items that are similar, and this pulls from sort of data that's in your system. So if I just look at this item here, when I go to search for that item, there's a couple of boxes that pop up just above the item search box around here. Now, one of them's greyed out at the minute, which is this one here. If you do have any call-off items, that will, if this item is on a call-off order elsewhere in the system, this will sort of not be greyed out and pop up saying call-off available, and you can click that to manage your call-off. But the one that we're interested in at the minute is the additional items button here. Now, if your customer calls you and they're saying, well, I want some punch pockets, as a salesperson, your salespeople, you want them to get that little bit more out of your customer. Now, obviously, for anyone that's relatively new to the industry, any new salespeople, account manager, etc., they may not be too aware of what products go with what. It's always worthwhile having a helping hand and seeing what you do have available to you. So when you put an order on, you can easily see additional items. And within here, basically, you can see what goes hand in hand with them products. So, if your customer's buying a stack of punch pockets, where are they going to store them? Are they going to store them in a ring binder? It's going to be in a lever arch file. And basically, using this, you can say, right, well, if you want a file to a number of files to put them in, or do you want some ring binders? And using that little button, it finds items that are used hand in hand with the product that you search for. So if it's a desk, do you need a chair for that desk? You need a tidy for that desk, anything like that. It's just an easy way for you to upsell and find products that are relatable to the item that you've put in, which should hopefully bring a couple more items onto the order. So it's just a case of, you find your items you want, you highlight the ones that you need, and then you move selected lines to the bottom, and then you can just add the relevant items on, and it's that easy. So you can select multi-lines in that area and add a number of lines into here nice and easy. It's nice and quick. So that's the first one. Upsell, whenever you enter an item, just look, see if that additional items option's there, and if it's worthwhile, you're on the phone with the customer while they're doing this, just let them know, do you need this, do you need that, and I'm sure it'll sort of pay dividends in the end. The next thing that we're going through is the sort of keyboard shortcuts, little things that make your life a little bit quicker. So first one, which is always useful, whenever you put a change in, so I've just put sort of testing the customer reference here, rather than you clicking outside or you're going up to the top to save it, you can just click Control S. As you see, I've just clicked Control S and that's saved that section. So if you're running through, you're adding a load of items, you're adding a load of options into here, you're changing quantities, changing price in an order, just Control S and that'll update and save for you. A little bit quicker if you're someone that likes to use the keyboard shortcuts. The next option or quick thing that you can do is use the delete button. So if you want to delete a line, rather than going into here, clicking the line in the very centre, clicking the bin icon at the top, especially if you're deleting quite a big order, you can click on your line, you can hit the delete button, and then you can click enter as well. So you can delete the line without actually having to move your mouse, apart from clicking onto that line. So it's nice and easy. You just highlight the line that you want, click delete, and you can click enter, and that'll just do it for you. So using your keyboard, you can do a fair bit in there. Other ways that you can use your keyboard to make it a little bit quicker, if you're searching for a new item, so say this item, rather than searching for it, you can tab over and it should do a search for you. It's no search. Now it can't, if it put a code in that it could actually find, that would help. Close down and search for a proper code. Using the tab button on your keyboard will automatically search that product and add it in. So that's just easy ways of you using your keyboard to speed up your day. If you're putting on a number of orders throughout the day, using them little bits can shave off a couple of seconds per order, which will give you a fair bit of time left at the end of the day to make sure that everything's right. So there's just a few quick tips. Using the keyboard shortcuts will speed up your day. The next thing we're looking to go through, and it's something that not a lot of people know that actually exist, and if I just go into the sales order lookup, it's understanding the difference between this main and these lines. So whenever you search into an order, you're searching your sales orders, at the minute it's just got it listed sort of order by order in the search that I've done. So basically looks for all orders for me, and it lists them basically line by line. Now, if you want a quick view to see sort of all the lines on that order, rather than going into each order, clicking into it, seeing what's in this one, using the arrows at the top of the order to navigate through to the next one, what you can do, so rather than you going through, you're navigating all the way through using the buttons at the top, you can easily just use the lines tab here, and if you click search just to give it a refresh, that will basically list every single line on the orders that you've returned. Obviously, if you search for a specific product, it'll just return that product, but it will look for basically all of the lines that you're looking for, which gives you a bit of an easier view. If you want to go through, you want to check the margins on the order, check everything's okay, rather than going through and see load, and you want to see sort of any negative margin lines, you want to deal with them, you can easily do this and just order them. It's just a nice quick view that you can go in, you can find all your products and do what you need, and then you can click into it and it'll open up that specific order. So using this main and lines function, it's very useful, especially if you're looking to do things in bulk and check a lot of information very quickly. One of the last things looking to cover is the order cost change, so your selling price change. So there may be a point where you've put on an order, or say you've got a standard quote within the system, or you want to copy an order, you put it against the wrong company. Now within the order itself, if you want to change the account against this order, you can do so by just highlighting where I've highlighted in the top left. You type in your new company or something similar and just hit search, and it'll basically allow you to select the company to change, or if it finds that company specifically, it'll basically just say, do you want to wish to change the company with the sales record? You find your company, you click OK, and it will basically change the account that order's against, which means it's nice and easy for you if you accidentally put on an order against the wrong company, then realise, rather than you having to archive it, copy it, put it all on again, you can just change it nice and easy. Now, a benefit of doing this is that all the selling prices that this customer, the original customer that you put on, they won't stay. So when you change it, you're not at risk of giving your customer a price that they weren't expecting. If they've got an agreed price for a certain product, it will update, it will refresh, and they will get what is on their contract, or the pricing rules that are set up. So you don't have to worry about the price being manipulated because you've made a mistake. It will update, and it'll keep you protected from that point of view. So that's something that can easily be done within here. Now the next thing, and second to last thing, that is something that's relatively new that not many of our customers do realise, is you can set up vouchers and actually assign them at sales order now. So rather than just using the vouchers on the web, if you want to give discounts on an order overall, you can set up a voucher, which there's another webinar for that. So if you want to look into how to set up the voucher specifically, then please ask the customer service team or ask Molly in the chat, and we can get you a link to that webinar. But the voucher codes, once they've been set up, you can click this button in the order, which is down the bottom right hand side, and it'll load up the available vouchers, and then if there's any vouchers that have already been applied to this order. So it's just a case, if you want to add a voucher, you can basically easily just select whichever voucher you want and add it to that order. So you select it, hit add, and then apply to that order. So if you're a company that, if you meet a certain criteria, you want to give them a bit of a discount. So if you spend over £100, we'll give you 10% off, or we'll give you £10 towards it, whatever it may be, a free product, spend over £100, get free chocolate, then you can add that onto it's just a case of setting the voucher up, and easily within here you can give you discounts, give you special offers, give you free gifts to your customers, nice and easy through this section. So if you're looking to use the vouchers more, just check out the webinar. That'll go through a little bit more detail of how you can do that and the different ways you can manage the vouchers. Now, the very last thing that we're going to be going through of sort of the quick tips within the sales orders is how to easily view your contract. So within this section, you may be putting an order on, you may be speaking to your customer, and they may go, oh, well, what have we got in our contract? What's the price we pay for our folders, or what items have we got an agreed price on? Now, very easily, you can go through the company, go through all of that way, but what happens if they want to order some items off of there? It takes time. It takes time for you to actually go through, find them, and put them on if you go through that way. Now, an easier way is to click the history button down at the very bottom, and then once this loads up, you do have the option in here, if I just remove that product, to search on all contract with this little tick box here. And basically what that will do, that will list all of the contract items that this customer has on contract. And if they say, well, you got this on contract, you got this, you got this, you can easily go, well, do you want all them for this next order? And if they say, yeah, okay, you can highlight them all, and you can just literally add items to current sales order. So that's within your history, within the all contract button, and you can easily add a number of lines to that order. As you see, this order's filling up nicely now. Just by going into the history button and seeing whatever is on the contract, the price they pay, it's all within the all for you to see. So just as a little bit of a recap, we've gone through upselling through the additional items button, using your delete tab, enter buttons to make putting an order a little bit quicker, as well as the control S button to make your changes stick a little bit quicker. Showing your lookups, whether it's by order and by line, to make analysing a lot of data a lot sort of easier within one view. Pricing updates when you change the company, so it's nice and easy. So if you do make a mistake, don't worry too much, because you are protecting the fact that your selling prices will update. Adding the multiple lines from the history and upsell, it's nice and easy if you're going to be adding items en masse. Makes it a lot quicker, especially if you're doing any competitor quotes. You can add them all to the contract if you want, and then add them to a quote very easily from the history. Using your voucher codes, obviously we didn't go too much into the voucher setup, but you can easily add them to the sales order using that vouchers button in the bottom right hand corner. And then finally the contract view within the history tab, which all makes it nice and easy for you to access all the information you need right from the off. If you do have any questions, me and Molly will be sticking around for a little bit at the end, but apart from that, that's the end of today's session, and I hope to see you on the next one.